Cristiano's playing outside left against John O'Shea, and the poor souls, he's got tortured blood. Tell me, honestly. He's absolutely annihilating. I'm up there, I'm going, John, get up against him. He says, I can't. So I get my kit manager and says, get up there to the director's box and get Peter Kenyon down right away at half-time. So Peter Kenyon came down. I says, we're not weaving here.
Peter Kenyon was the then chief executive of United.
Time. Yeah. And says, we're not going to go weaving here without that boy in the plane. So then we got a little room after the game with the president of Lisbon, his agent, his lawyer, and the boy. And I said, I want you to come back with us to Manchester. Now that's an acid test. If he doesn't want to come, you know he doesn't want to join you. He says, yeah, I'd love to come, but I want my mother here. So it's great. Next morning, his mother, his sister, his brother, the whole troop come out. And I said to him, I promise you one thing, you'll get the best education you can possibly get here, but you won't play every week. And he looked at him like that, you know, and he was impressed. He said, you know, he didn't expect that. I says, the Premier League is a very difficult league. And you may play substitute, sometimes you may play an odd game, you may play in the League Cup, which we do have a lot of young players. And but we said, but when do you get in the first team? Well, if you get to a level that's Manchester United, that can't stop you. You pick yourself. And he played his first game, he was sub in the first game of the season against Bolton. They came on at half-time. A crowd went absolutely mad on him. It was fantastic. The courage to take the ball. The first, the right back of Bolton whacked him right in the first minute. He came on in the second half. He got him and says, give me the ball. You know, the great players have got this courage. Nothing will daunt them. They're not afraid of anything. And Cristiano had that.
One I've spoke about is the one where I played, it was against Sunderland. We were playing at Old Trafford against Sunderland, and Big Kenwyne Jones, it was like an aerial ball, and I've gone to try and punch it. Big Kenwyne Jones is massive. He's a tank, honestly, like 6'4", bullied me, like elbowed me in the ribs, headed it into the goal kind of thing. Thankfully we rescued the game, got a 1-1 draw, but at full time, my gosh, did he give it me, like brutal, absolutely brutal, nailed me in front of everybody. It was horrible. Like,
what, for making a mistake?
Yeah, it was so bad, it was horrible. I remember coming home, like talking to my wife, like, oh my god, like it's the end, it's done, it was brutal, right, honestly. But another one where it was like, this just goes to show though how, like, he was just a winner. He just wanted to win at every single game, no matter what. He wanted to win. We were in a pre-season tour and we were out in South Africa. And when you're out in South Africa, you play. There's only like two real teams you play. It's like Orlando Pirates and somebody else. I can't remember what they're called. And it's like a little mini tournament. It's like a 3-team tournament kind of thing. And we played, I think it was Orlando Pirates in the final, and it went to full time. It was 1-1, so it went to a penalty shootout. But I didn't play the game. But with about 1 or 2 minutes to go, yeah, Tony Coton, who was a goalie coach, said, Fergie, listen, Ben's really good at saving penalties, yeah? And I'm watching him do it thinking, what the I'm not. He's going, he's really good at playing. Why don't you put him on for the last minute so he could do the penalty shootout? So anyway, he's bought Luke Steele, who was the goalie, off, and he was fuming as well. I was like, sorry, mate. Just trudged on for the last like minute or two, went to full time. And because I've got like a big kick, I boom it. He was like, oh, you can take a penalty as well. And I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake. So he's brought me on the last minute of the game, right, to try and save some penalties and score a penalty. I hit the crossbar, yeah? I hit the crossbar of my penalty, and I didn't save one penalty. So we lost on the penalty shootout. It was me and Chris Eagles missed our penalties, right? We got into the changing room. He went fucking mad. Honestly, he went batshit crazy. A pre-season friendly out in South Africa. I bought you one. And then he's give it to me, and then thankfully he turned to Chris Eagles, and I'm buzzing. He's like, and you little shit with your fucking long hair. Oh my god, it was horrible, honestly. But that was him all out. He just was a winner. Everything he wanted to win. He'd never ever let the standards drop, ever.
Sharpie was my mate. He was the same age as me. You know, we shared a lot in common. And we decided to have a night out. The manager had heard that we'd been out a few days before that. We'd gone to Blackpool, which was harmless really. We just drove to Blackpool, was there for a couple of hours and come back. And the manager had heard about that, so he was coming to Sharpie's house to confront him about that really.
And the manager turned up, and there were a couple of girls that Giggsy knew sat on my couch, and one of Giggsy's mates
I'd got the only 2 bottles of beer in my house. One of the young lads was walking through the kitchen with no shirt. I'm looking for an ironing board.
And he's knocked on the door. My mate's answered the door, and he's just come flying in, threw everyone out. A few of the apprentices are hid in the wardrobes that he still doesn't know to this day who they were. So they got away with it, but I was right in the firing line. I was stood right in the kitchen talking to a couple of girls, and I just seen him coming towards me. And Sharpie, I think, is upstairs doing his hair in the mirror, and I think my mate's come walking up the stairs and says, "Your gaffer's here," and he's gone, "Yeah, of course he is, yeah." And I think then Sharpie's heard the gaffer downstairs shouting at everyone, and he's come running downstairs and he's just sat us on the settee and just... I mean, Sharpie had a few tellings off before, I think, so he was used to it.
Stood at the front door, clipped everyone round the head as they went out, girls included, and then sat me and Giggsy down and give us the biggest hairdryer we've ever had in our lives. We thought we were going to get sacked.
I remember driving home, and it was my club card, I had my Escort 1.1, and I looked down and I was doing 100 miles an hour, and I was on my way home to tell my mum what had happened, because the gaffer just said, "Get home, I'm going to ring your mum in a couple of hours," so I was getting home to tell my mum what happened.
Alex Ferguson doesn't like anybody getting distracted from football. He likes them to eat, breathe and sleep football, and sometimes it's difficult to do that as a young lad, and you do get a little bit distracted, but I don't think his performance has ever really suffered from it, so like I said, I don't think he was ever... I think football was always his first love anyway. So.
You were about 20 when you moved to Aberdeen?
20, yeah.
And then it was the year after that Sir Alex joined?
Yeah.
What was that first impression like?
To be fair, I'm glad he turned up. Not because I didn't like Billy McNeil. I love Billy McNeil, but I was useless when I joined Aberdeen. I was absolutely... Everybody thinks I was playing selling. I was useless. I was the one that, when they name the team, when you're out in the pitch and they go, "Number 6, Willie Muller. Way, number 7, Gordon." Oh, yeah. You heard that mumbling going on, I just wanted to do so well for Billy McNeil. I felt I let him down. Every time I seen him, I thought, oh. But when Alec come, it was... the world changes.
So what did he do then? What happened that meant that you suddenly felt more comfortable?
I think most of this, he takes you from thinking about winning and making sure you win. And that's what he did. And he's the best sports psychologist the world has ever seen. He understood what it took to win games of football and where you have to go to get the worst out of yourself sometimes to win the games of football. And sometimes you win the proud of it, but you'd have to do that to win and turn you into real competitors, real people who wanted to win everything.
Did he rule by fear?
Absolutely petrified him.
Yeah.
The lot of us.
Yeah.
Nobody ever got injured. Because if you went on a Monday and you had something wrong with your ankle, to miss training or something like that. Oh, North Sea. Into North Sea, because Pittodrie was right on the North Sea. That's where you went with your injury. North Sea. Oh, no. And if you fell out, in particular, if you fell out with him kind of badly, he would send you to North Sea at night. And you're standing there with your parka on, freezing. So if on Monday, anybody injured? No, we're fine. Okay. Absolutely fine. Not a problem here. You can drive you bonkers at times, but genius, absolute genius.
You dislike the word winner, but he's a winner.
Okay, it was everything.
Yeah.
Everything with him. You played cards, you had to win it. Snooker. We had a snooker competition once where Joe Smith beat him. Joe Smith got transferred to Motherwell 2 weeks later. Bang. "I'm back in," he says. And he's playing away. And he got to compete with a guy called Ian Fleming, right? He got transferred. He was out and all. "I'm back in." Oh, no. I was scared to play him at snooker in case he got transferred.
Oh, dear.
Were you nervous about him finding out that you were leaving?
Oh, bag of nerves, yeah. Because I'd made up my mind, whatever happens, I'm out. I can't do any more of this. I'm out.
I think he said at the time, "Though I always felt there was a cunning streak in Strachan, I'd never imagined that he could pull such a stroke on me."
Now, this was in his book, and then the funny thing about it was, when I went to sign for Manchester United, he calls me the day before. "You sign for United?" "Aye." "I'm coming down with you." I went, "Really?" He said, "I want to just make sure the deal's done." He come with me.
All right.
You don't want to get a manager coming with you to sign for another team.
Not at all.
So he came with me. I found a picture the other day there. We've had a strange relationship over the years, And then when I get to the World Cup final in '86, he was in the room next to me. I had this horrible, horrible rooms. I mean, horrible, nothing going on. And I could hear him at night coughing. Because when he was nervous, he always this, you probably see him doing that. So I couldn't get to sleep at night. So he came in one morning. I went, try to pick the team here. I'll get your hand, pick me. He went, I know. I said, anyway, what are you doing at Aberdeen? He says, well, I've only leave for 2 teams. I went, who's that? He went, Barcelona and Man United. I went, I hope it's Barcelona. Aye, right. So he turned up. It's fine. It's good. Yeah. And it's the best thing ever happened to Man United.
Ferguson is more than a manager. Is I can say it is like my dad. And we have like such a strong relationship. And some player, for example, Eddie, they like people to say, oh, you had a great game, well done and everything. So we play actually against Tottenham. We were winning like 2-0 half time. And I came back in the dressing room and everyone was like, wow, Pat, you're on fire. So I was like, give 5 to everyone. So I remember I take my drink and Ferguson just sat like this. When he doesn't talk for 3 minutes, he means like someone is in trouble. But I will never expect it myself. So I was like, so he looked at me, he said, Patrice, you okay? I said, yes, boss, I'm okay. He said, are you tired? So I look, I swear, Eddie, I think it was a prank or some camera. And I look, I said, I'm tired. No. He said, do you think you're playing a good game? I said, boss, I'm on fire. Everyone was start laughing. And he say, I swear, he give me the hair dryer, the famous hair dryer. This is not it's true. He exists. What the hell you doing? This has been the worst game you play since I signed you for Manchester United. Why you pass the ball back to Van der Sar, our goalkeeper? I said, because I didn't have any option for, if you do that again, I take you out of the team. You're going to come and watch the game next to me? I swear, Eddie, I don't like the injustice, so I stand up. He was splitting on my face. And my education, I will never, and this is an advice to young player, never answer back to your manager in front of other player. Because you should never question his authority. That's the way I am. So I was like this. So I was like, ooh, I want to kill someone. So I get out of the pitch. But we end up the game. We beat Tottenham 4-0. After the game, I did my shower. I back. And everyone was like, Patrice, well done. That was a good game. I said, leave me alone, guys. But the next day, because I don't like, the injustice. So I went to the Ferguson office. I knocked the door. He opened. Hello. Hey, son, how are you? Smiling. I swear, Eddie. I was like, sorry, boss. Oh, I am. What's happened yesterday? No, Patrice, you've been the best player on the pitch. What a game, seriously. You're such a great player. And I look at him, I said, but boss, what? He said, no, Patrice. Half time, we were playing so good, but Cristiano Ronaldo was start doing some skill. We were starting disrespecting Tottenham instead of killing them. Because the fan, when they come to the stadium, they want you to score 1 goal. If you can score a second, you score a second, a third, a fourth. This is the United mentality. But well done, son. So what was that, Eddie? It was just because, I can take the fire. And he sent a message to my other teammate because they were like, wow, if he's killing Patrice, guys, I think we better perform. But that's the kind of relationship I have with Ferguson. But I'll be honest with you, Eddie, at the end, I was like, but boss, next time, please, tell me. Make me aware, do me a sign or something because this one was closed. And he said, get out of my office, you FC.
Do you remember stepping out of line as a young player and Sir Alex having a word?
Yeah, I think we all do at some point, don't we? We all get a...
Were you scared of him, like you were scared of Eric?
I'd still be scared of him now.
No, you wouldn't.
I swear to God, it's just the presence about it. I'm not scared of him, obviously. As a young player, you do anything to keep on his right side. You see him coming down a corridor or something, you turn the other way because you just don't know what kind of mood he'll be in. But it was just the presence of the man.
I remember my debut for Manchester United, played City away. Somehow we're down 1-0 at half-time. Rio runs beyond me as a centre-back. He's like, get in the dressing room, quick. And I thought, why? I was 26 at the time. I was relatively established. And he said, Gaffer's going to go crazy. So I thought, get in the dressing room, and even Rio, as vocal as he is and as funny as he is, you know, he was scared. You're not scared, but he was like, he knew the manager, and we got in actually fair. But do you remember? And he said, you know, I don't know how you're behind, but he didn't actually go mad. But I just remember Rio's reaction, that he was genuinely frightened of the manager's reaction, and that's probably why the players invested so much for him, because they never ever wanted to let him down.